You've been charged with a DUI. What happens at your first court appearance? Here are 5 things that you need to know. First, your first court appearance for your DUI is not a trial. The first time you go to court for your impaired driving charge, it's called a first appearance. This court date, it's not a trial. This court date is simply the first time you're going to appear in court for your DUI charge, which is why they call it first appearance. And that means the police officers that charged you, they're not going to be at this first court date. If your case goes to trial, then the police officers that arrested you on the DUI will be compelled to show up. 2, you must go to your first court appearance. Even though your first court date's not a trial, legally you have to show up to that court date. Now you should check whether that court date's in person or if it's online, but you have to attend. And if you don't attend, you'll be subject to a warrant and an additional criminal charge. 3, you're going to get the evidence. One of the purposes of your first court date is to get the evidence that the Crown, that they're going to use to prosecute your impaired driving charge. That evidence will be included in a package called disclosure that you're going to get. What's included in that package and how that evidence is analyzed and used is critical to getting a positive outcome from your DUI case. 4, important. The evidence is probably not complete. That's not good. Most people believe that the evidence package they get at their court date will be complete. While that assumption is logical, it's probably not true. The Crown will give you the evidence they have, but it's not necessarily evidence you need to defend yourself properly. In other words, there's going to be evidence that's missing. It's critical to get the evidence so that you can mount a proper legal fight against your DUI charge. 5, do not plead guilty. I get it. Getting charged with a DUI is stressful. And what makes the stress just even worse is the legal process that you're going to have to go through. It's going to take a long time, months, maybe even over a year. That pressure, it often leads people to plead guilty just because they want to get it over with and get back to life. You should not do that because the consequences of a criminal conviction are life-changing. Take a step back, speak to a lawyer, get a free consultation about your options. It's very common that when an experienced DUI lawyer gets involved in your case, that you're going to get a much better outcome that will impact you for the rest of your life than if you deal with your impaired driving case alone. Bottom line, speak to an experienced DUI lawyer to put in place a strategy to get the best outcome. Reach out to me. Let's have a confidential and free call about your case.